Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with Thomas. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On the ground, it's Thomas. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now back to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
Leopard! Leopard!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Gun! 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 All right, here we go.
Now Thomas. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
On 3rd down, that's Thomas. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Now they'll run it on the toss. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Tackle that time by Sidney Jones.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
Hey. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
Caught on the right side by Jones. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Let's go.
Parker now, operating from the gun. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there. Help them relax a little bit.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go. Red 38. Red 38.
Now Parker to throw on second down. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Flex round. Flex round.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. Here's Parker. From the gun, he'll throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Ninth play of the drive now on third and a country mile.
Here we go. Red 38. Red 38. Flex round. Flex round.
Operating from the gun, Parker. Losing 6 yards there to bring up fourth. So on fourth down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a play fake here on first down. That one brought in by his tight end, Adam Shaheen. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is Thomas. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to sack him for a loss of 6. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far.
Detroit!
This is third down and 12.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll look to throw. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he'll go down at the 28. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
Point A, B, and C. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Second down is Jones. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So here come the Lions now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what
Put
you
your
do
foot
best.
on the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And on the ground they go with a running back. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Shaheen, the tight end, on the right side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
They're going to look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Gun! Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's the first catch of the game for Kupp, and he's got a 1st down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, get
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. In for the score. And the Lions add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you...
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Vikings. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A give to Jones. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Partners, we well know long kickoff returns set up big-time momentum for the team with the ball. But how about the defense? They've gone on the field, understood the situation, and really have held up strong.
Now Jones. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They come out here in the eye. It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's their quarterback, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And Detroit getting set to go now. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Gun! All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Quick slant there gets him the 1st down, 6 yards on the play.
Leopard!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And some room to work. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Back to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Hurry up, here we go.
He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Blue 90.
Tight dog.
Check safety. Watch him now, Barney.
Heavy on the edges.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Everyone's got 4.
Looking to throw. Room here to run. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Detroit!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Flex round! Flex round! Let's go! Red 38! Red 38!
Parker, a final shot before break. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Again, it's Jones. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a handoff looking right. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Three down. No, check.
And they'll go on the ground. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. That goes for a gain of 31. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This will be taken very short.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
To throw is Parker. On 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him. And he fires one that's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and he will score. Touchdown, Lions. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken short. And now out comes Minnesota. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Parker now looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. E.J. Gaines the one that time to knock it away.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Parker from the gun on 3rd down. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Try here for the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken very short. And now out comes Minnesota. And they gave up the pick six. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Here's Parker throwing after the interception. It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. On 1st and 10, Parker. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex Brown! Flex Brown!
Parker to throw again. Pretty move. A dump underneath to Jones. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
He's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. Hey, watch Sam, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
To throw is Parker from the gun on third down. It's caught. Jones. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Got to figure this is one they need here on third and goal.
3 down.
Here's Jones. Broken tackle. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Boy, it's the same old song, isn't it? And right now, this one doesn't sound too sweet. They've been thoroughly outclassed so far. And there's another tackle for a loss.
Yeah, that's something that we've said quite a bit in this game.
Ohio! Get that quarterback at all costs. Check 9. Ohio! Mike 96. We own them.
Parker now throwing on 4th down, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off inside the 10. He's at the 50. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So they decline the penalty. That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
They go play action here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. In for the score. And thanks to the interception, the Lions offense cashes in with 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Parker to throw on second down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Preston Brown. In from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Here's Parker throwing on third and long. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down.
Motion man, watch it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. Oh, the lonely punter inside their own 20. Figured for sure they were punting this away. They did not, and the move does not pay off.
You think someone put up the stop signal when he started to trot over the sideline? Nope, no, son. We're going to go for it here. Usually when you see a team do these types of things, it's because they're so dominant that they don't believe that they can get beat. This is much more of what you see in a high school game, maybe some of those mismatched college games. But in the NFL, any given Sunday is a phrase they take seriously. And guess what? That one's probably going to backfire.
Gun!
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now that'll be caught by Kump. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up third.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the run. Gun!
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Dancing, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter, able to disrupt yet another pass play, his third sack of the afternoon. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And out now come the Vikings. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your number 1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On first down, Parker. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, a 22. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
Hey, watch Sam. Check, Mike.
Flex round. Ohio.
Parker on 1st and 10. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round! Hut! Hut! Hut!
To throw is Parker. Going to throw again. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Ohio! Ohio!
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And they'll run it here. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Lucky 56! Lucky 56!
They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone, and that's a defensive touchdown. Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And now look at him go. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and almost coast to coast. A great return marked down all the way at the 2.
All right, let's give credit where credit is due. How about that return? Great blocking, great vision, all the way down to the 2-yard line. The only person who has to be upset, the guy who didn't get it into the end zone. That far and no reward?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. That one looks like he'll throw here. That's caught. It's Thomas. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw here and give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now the try here for the point after. Point after, right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Flex round! Flex round!
Parker now operating from the gun. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And down he'll go at the 25. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here we go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now out comes Minnesota. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Parker throwing on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 47. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Detroit, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.